So today we're going to look at the FT55-CM-4. This is a color sensor from SensoPart. It has IO link as well as switching outputs. So for those of you who just want to hook it up to your line and have it kick bad parts off or bad colors off, there's no need to hook it up over IO link. You can just parameterize it over IO link. So the first thing we're going to look at is where to get information. So we're on the SensoPart website. We're going to scroll down to the downloads. Here you're going to find the technical specs, the data sheet for the IO link. You're going to find the IODD file, and then you're going to find some more in-depth operating instructions. Now the other piece that we have in front of us is Senso.io. So this is just a converter box that takes IO link signal and puts it onto the SensoPart SensoLink software. So we've got our sensor. We're going to go ahead and connect to it over IO link so that we can just take a look at the parameters. All right, so in here you're going to find all the general information, vendor ID, serial number, all the standard IO link information. You're going to find ways to parameterize this and set it up. We're going to be able to see some diagnostics for operating hours, counting and switching cycles, signal quality. If we go to parameters, this is where we can actually configure the switching outputs. So you could say switching output 1, and then this is where you can set it to be normally open, normally closed, what your color values are, and what the delay is on those color values. And then we can also see the actual process data coming in from the sensor. So if I was to move the sensor and put a piece of like blue tape in front of it, we can see that we now have much more blue and much more energy than we had before. And if we take some 3D printed part I have on my desk that's red, you'll notice that it changes as well. So now we have more red, less blue, about the same energy. So now that we've got the sensor parameterized and ready to go, we are going to go ahead and disconnect from the software. And I'm going to actually plug the sensor into my PLC because I have the IO link all set up. So if we go ahead and swap this around and plug in my sensor. The other cool part about this sensor while everything's booting up is that it does have a screen on the front. So you can see if the outputs are on, if the outputs are off. We can also change the screen, and now we actually have the color value, so red, green, and blue. And then over here is the intensity value. It's kind of hard to see with my camera, but it is there. And if we do go ahead and put something in front of the sensor, you can kind of see the bar graphs for blue are a little bit higher, and then so on. So it's just a good, easy way to check to see if you have something in front of you and then verify the numbers that are coming through on the screen. So if we leave this here, we can go ahead and go to the little web page that I created. I also have a distance sensor in here right now. But if we look on the screen, we've got red, blue, green, and energy. So if we look, our blue scale is definitely high, our red scale is a little bit lower, our green scale is a little bit higher, and then our intensity right now is definitely low. So it looks like it's working. I did have to mess with it a little bit. So when you load the IOD file into your software, it really only gives you one profile. So if we go to the data list, you'll see that we have the switching channel and the quality, and then basically those 7 switching outputs. If we look back on the data sheet, you'll see that this is following the process data profile switching outputs. We have the quality signal level, and then we have the switching outputs. The other option is to get the color values. Now the IOD file doesn't come in with the color values split up. So you do have to do a little bit of work to get them to display the proper values. So in here, we had to actually go to parameters, and then again, it's most of the things. that you're going to see inside of the IO-Link software, the Sensotune. But in here we can configure it to be from switching channel to color values. And once we switch it to color values, again, we're going to get this process data. So these 5 bytes instead of these 5 bytes. So if you look in the data list, we went ahead and just connected the whole array. So this array is all of the data coming back. This is some data that's already been parsed out from this stream. So what I did was I grabbed the 6-byte array, and then I made myself an actual function block that just moves all of the proper data values from the array into the proper place. And then if we do go online with this, we'll be able to see all the different bits and bytes. And then if we back out and go to the actual code itself, we can see the function block actually kicks out. So we've got our IO-Link color data coming in, and we have our energy and our green, blue, and red values coming out. Just a quick overview of this sensor. I think it's kind of neat. Being able to see the different colors, certainly being able to QC your parts to make sure that the color came out properly would be very important for some people. So just a quick overview of the IO-Link color sensor from SensoPart FT55.